Deep in the mountains of Japan, there's a town where time stands still. Where silence fills the streets, and where the faces you see in the windows aren't alive, but watching. Welcome to Nagoro, a tiny village where life-size dolls outnumber people. At first glance, it looks abandoned. But look closer, and you'll find the schoolyard filled with children. The bus stop has passengers. The fields are dotted with farmers, forever frozen mid-task. Except, they're not real. These are handmade scarecrows, hundreds of them, carefully posed to replace the people who once lived here. Why? Why would someone fill a village with dolls? And what does this haunting place tell us about Japan's future? Stick around. By the end of this story, you'll see Nagoro not just as a strange curiosity, but as a quiet warning of what's to come. Quick question before we dive in. Would you visit a town full of dolls? Type yes or no in the comments, and let me know why. Nagoro is a tiny village tucked away in the remote Iya Valley of Shikoku, Japan. Once, it was like many other rural towns, full of farmers, families, laughter, life. In the 1950s, over 300 people called Nagoro home. Today? Fewer than 30 remain, most of them elderly. The school closed years ago. Shops are shut. The main road is quiet. And in their place, stand dolls. Over 400 of them. Realistic. Human-sized. Each one placed with intention, to represent someone who left, or someone who died. It's like walking through a memory. A living ghost town. But this isn't the start of a horror movie. It's the life's work of one woman, and a reflection of a much bigger story. The woman behind Nagoro's dolls is Tsukimi Ayano. She grew up here. But like many, she left as a teenager to find work in the city. Years later, in the early 2000s, she returned to care for her aging father. What she found broke her heart. A town almost completely empty. Friends gone. Neighbors passed away. Houses abandoned. To cope with the loneliness, she did something unusual. She made a doll. It was meant to resemble her father, to sit in the fields where he once worked. It wasn't meant to be art, it was comfort. But one doll led to another. And soon, she was recreating the people she missed, the fisherman, the storekeeper, the school kids. She didn't just place them randomly. She posed them where they used to be, sitting in a classroom, chatting at a bus stop, working in the fields. It became her mission to bring the village back to life, in her own way. Each of Ayano's dolls takes 3 days to make. They're dressed in real clothes, often donated or taken from those who once lived there. Some sit at desks with open textbooks. Others carry tools. A few are even playing games or laughing in groups. It's not random. Each figure has a story. There's a man who used to fish every morning. A woman who ran the village store. A child who once played alone by the river. And through her hands, Ayano keeps their memory alive. Question for you. If you could be remembered by a doll in your favorite place, where would it be? Drop your answer in the comments, I'll read every one. Nagoro didn't become this way overnight. It's part of a much larger problem Japan has been facing for decades: rural depopulation. After World War II, Japan modernized rapidly. Young people left villages for better jobs in cities. Fewer children were born. And over time, thousands of towns like Nagoro began to disappear. Today, Japan has one of the oldest populations in the world, and it's shrinking. By 2040, experts predict that half of Japan's towns may vanish completely. Nagoro is just ahead of the curve. It's both a symbol and a warning of what happens when time moves on and people don't come back. If this story is surprising you and making you think, hit that like button. It helps the channel and tells me that you want more content like this. And don't forget to subscribe for more strange, beautiful, and unforgettable stories from around the world. Back to Nagoro. In recent years, Nagoro has caught global attention. Tourists now visit to see the dolls. Documentaries have been made. Photographers arrive from all over the world. They call it the Valley of the Dolls. But here's the twist. There are no souvenir shops. No big hotels. No guides with microphones. Because the few residents who remain, they're just living quietly, alongside the dolls. And Tsukimi Ayano? She doesn't sell her creations. She places them as acts of remembrance. Nagoro isn't trying to become a theme park. It's a living shrine, a museum of memory. Despite its eerie quiet, Nagoro has found a new kind of life. Some see it as an art installation. Others as a cautionary tale. But Ayano sees it simply. I just don't want this town to disappear completely. So, she keeps sewing. Keeps remembering. Keeps filling the spaces left behind. There's beauty in that. And maybe even healing. Because while the world changes, her little village holds on, not by resisting time, but by preserving it. And now, people who never would have known Nagoro exist, like you and me, are learning its name. That's something powerful. Nagoro might be small, but its message is big. As cities grow and rural life fades, what do we lose? What happens to places with no one left to remember them? Maybe, like Ayano, we can find ways to hold on. To remember the people who shaped our homes. To honor quiet lives with quiet gestures. Maybe it doesn't have to be dolls. Maybe it's stories. Photos. Videos like this. Because in the end, Nagoro is a town of ghosts, but not scary ones. They're memories. And they're waiting for someone to see them. If this story touched you, give it a like, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that every small place has meaning. Don't forget to subscribe for more incredible, emotional, and strange stories from around the world. And let me know in the comments, do you think a place can live, even after its people are gone? Until next time, stay curious.